What's up with it, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Honcho, and I'm back with a brand new video for you. If you're a fan of the Las Vegas Raiders and want to support this channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to check out my brand new website, RaiderHoncho.com. Today's video, we're going to be doing the 2021 free agent power rankings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 11 guys that I think the Raiders should target in the 2021 free agency, and I'm going to rank them 11 down to 1. Now, let me tell you, this is not a list of the 11 best players in free agency, okay? I'm making a list based on what I think we need and also our team fits, the money, the contracts, and just what I think is a little more likely, okay? So don't get all up in my comments telling me, hey, yo, Honcho, how you ain't gonna put this guy on the list or put that guy on the list? Listen, damn it, it's my list, okay? And I'm gonna give you the 11 guys that I think the Raiders should target, all right? Hope you guys are having a good day out there. I'm out here right now, ending my weekend, got a little bubbly in the cup. Don't disrespect the red cup because real G's know about the red cup. You feel me? So we're going to get right into the video. So before I get into my top 11 guys, right? Mind you, I'm going 11 all the way to 1. 1 being the number 1 guy that I think we should target. Before we get into that, I got some honorable mentions, okay? I got 2 guys that I think could be some people that the Raiders look into, but not somebody that made the list, all right? They didn't make the power rankings because, like I said, man, it's a tough list to get on, man. It's VIP status. When a Honcho makes a list, man, it ain't no BSing around, man. You got to really have the credentials to get on this list. It's like you trying to show up to the club and you ain't got the right shoes on. Side partner, you ain't getting in, okay? So, number 1 guy. The number 1 guy that I think that I'm going to put into the honorable mention is going to be Kenyon Drake, okay? Running back, Kenyon Drake. And I think he would be a perfect, complimentary back to Josh Jacobs. Obviously, we're going to be looking for another back, depending on what we do with our back situation. And I think this is a guy that he's not an every down back, but the last 3 years, he has gained 1,000 yards from scrimmage. So he can catch the ball in the backfield. He can also run. And I think this would be the perfect combo back to put with Josh Jacobs and really get this thing lit, man. Really get this thing popping. So Kenyon Drake is my first honorable mention. My second honorable mention is going to be Anthony Harris, free safety. Okay, now, a lot of people have been asking me about Anthony Harris, and I really haven't had much to say about him because I'm not a huge fan of his, but I will say that the way the market is set up right now for free agency, I think we could probably get him really cheap. And that's why he's an honorable mention. Not that he is a terrible player or anything like that, but the fact that we can probably get him on the low is he's definitely going to be an honorable mention. So those are 2 guys that didn't quite make the list. They didn't crack the top 11. And I know some of y'all thinking like, damn, 11? Bro, that's so random. It's because it was supposed to be 10, but when I got up into the analytics and started doing my thing, man, I ended up with 11. So, you know what I mean? That's what we're going to do. We're going to hit 11. All right, so let's start this thing off, man. Number 11 coming in is linebacker Bud Dupree. Now, I've been hearing his name a lot. I know a lot of you guys out there like Bud Dupree. And, he only played 11 games last year due to injury. But before he got injured, I mean, you're talking about somebody who had 8 sacks, 8 tackles for a loss, and 15 QB hits. I mean, that's not a bad year for 11 games. But when you take it a step further and really look at what he did in 2019, I mean, this guy had 11 and a half sacks, 16 tackles for a loss. I mean, this is the type of production that I'm looking for, okay? I know you always get on my case because I'm always PFF and grade this and analytic that. But at the end of the day, for me, it's production, all right? I don't care what you look like or what your name is. If you can play and bring us production, you're the type of guy that I want on my team, all right? And I think his late season injury last year in 2020 is definitely going to make him a little more affordable on the market. I mean, he's not necessarily has to prove himself, but he's in a position where teams are going to take advantage of him. Now, me being a former player, I'm a player's guy, okay? I want the players to get what's right for them and what they deserve, but I just know how this thing works, and I can feel that teams are going to take advantage of the fact that he was hurt, and they're going to make him do like a prove-it deal, which I'm okay with, man. At the end of the day, you got to earn your stripes around here, okay? So, with the situation going on with our linebacking core, you let me know. Would you want Bud Dupree on our team? Do you want to see Bud Dupree in the silver and black? Let me know what you think. Put it down there in the comments, okay? Number 10. A lot of people ain't been talking about it, but number 10 on my power rankings is going to be Alex Smith. I said it. You're damn right. You heard it here. The Honcho said it. Quarterback Alex Smith. I mean, I don't think there's a better fit for our backup position than Alex Smith. I mean, he's a super smart guy, intelligent, and he's tough as nails, right? I think Carr gets a lot of flack for not being tough. Well, bring in the big bro form, all right? Bring in the big bro program, the little mentorship, and let Alex Smith, let him know what it's like to be a tough guy. Let him know what it's like to play through pain. I don't think Derek Carr needs more toughness, but for you out there, this might feel a need for you, okay? And I mean, think about that. Gruden, Carr, and Alex Smith. To me, that just seems like a brainiac QB room, right? That just seems like smart guys being in a group together. And I just think they would have great chemistry. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we have to move on from Marcus Mariota. I don't think we can spend $10 million a year on a backup. And I just think Alex Smith is a guy, you know, comeback player of the year last year. He still has something in the tank, but maybe not enough to be the starting guy. And you never know. He might want to come on to be part of Gruden's quarterback room and try to be part of Las Vegas and give us the reps we need and just be our solid backup quarterback. So I think Alex Smith is number 10 on my power rankings just because I think what he would add from a character standpoint and what he would just make our room look like if we had to get Marcus Mariota out of there. In my opinion, I don't even know if Marcus Mariota is head and shoulders above Alex Smith. I mean, that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? So get down in the comments and let me know what you think about Alex Smith being a part of the Las Vegas Raiders staff going forward. Okay, number 9. Number 9 was tricky for me because, you know, it was a lot going into the players, and once we get to like number 7, it starts to get real dicey. So at number 9, I put defensive end Yannick Njoku. I know I probably said his name wrong, and y'all gonna let me know if I said it wrong, but you know what? I'm not an English teacher or an enunciation coach or a pronunciation major. I'm just doing my thing out here telling you what I think about folks, okay? So number 9 is defensive end Yannick Njoku. Man, whatever, man. All right, now look. When you think about it, a lot of people are super high on him, and I'll be honest, I'm not as high on him as some people is, or some people are, and to me, it's because he's actually a liability in the run game. When you watch the tape, and I know some of you don't like to watch the tape, but most of you like to do your due diligence and do your homework like me, and you watch the tape, you see that he's kind of a red flag out there and a liability in the run game, and that's the only reason why he's 9 on my list, and he's not a little higher, but he comes in at number 9, and I just think it's because of his liability situation in the run game. I mean, when you think about his production, it has dropped off every year since 2017, and I think it might be because he was part of a really good Jags defense, and that might be the reason his production was so high. But it just seems like since 2017, his production has been dropping, and he's not a great scheme fit for every team. So I think we might be able to pull some strings and bring him in. He's definitely a guy that I wouldn't mind having, but he's ranking at number 9 on my list just because there are a few red flags. I mean, the guy is a freakish athlete. He's a good player, and I think he would definitely make our defensive line better. So he has to make the list. But because of those red flags, he only made it at number 9. Get down there in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if I said his name right. Because even if I know his name in my head, it's just not going to say it right. Like, my mind might know his name, but I'm not going to say it right, man. It just is what it is, man. If you was on my live stream, you probably seen I was pronouncing people's hometowns wrong. You probably at the other end like, what is wrong with Honcho, man? Is he illiterate? No, I'm not illiterate, man, but I did play football. Might be some stuff going on up there. I can see a name. I can hear it in my head, but when I go to say it, man, it just come out all crazy, all right? So here we go. Moving along. Number 8 on my power rankings of the 2021 free agents is going to be Jason Verrett. Okay, cornerback, San Francisco. Some of you might be like, wow, who? You know who he is, right? You just might not have known his name, okay? Obviously, we need help in our secondary. It's no secret. We need as much help in our secondary as we can get. And this is a guy you can bring in on a boom or bust deal, right? This is a guy that you might only have to sign for 1 year and say, yo, prove it to me. Prove it that you deserve this type of money. You know what I mean? And at worst, at very least, all you're going to get is a guy that's going to push Damon Arnett and Trayvon Mullen, right? That's at the very least what you're going to get. But at best, you're going to get a guy who in 2020 had 60 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 7 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, and gave up the 6th lowest QBR when in coverage. And he's only 29. So at the very least, you're going to get a guy who's going to push the room because I believe he's already better than Nixon. I believe he's better than Lawson. I believe he's better than Isaiah Johnson. So at the end of the day, the worst you're going to get is a slot guy. But the best you can get is a lot of production, a guy that's only 29 years old, and you could probably give him a contract where he has to prove himself, which means you already know when people know they got to prove themselves for the bread, oh boy, they strap up a little different. You feel me? So that's a guy that I definitely would like to see the Raiders target. He came in at number 8, cornerback Jason Verrett. Okay, now number 7. Number 7 hits a little close to home, okay? Because number 7 on my list of power rankings for the 2021 free agents is none other than our very own linebacker, Nicholas Morrow, okay? Morrow. Did I say that right? Foster Moreau? Nicholas Morrow. Damn, I see, man. It's these enunciations, man. I know who he is. Trust me, I know who he is. All right, but look, this guy's our own, so of course I want to bring him back, right? There's no doubt about it. He's coming off arguably the best season he's ever had, and he looked like he was getting better each game that he was playing towards the end of the season, right? He looks like he's actually at the point where he's putting it all together. And I don't want to see a guy who's finally putting it all together, like he's clicking on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders, and now he's doing it for another team, right? Like if he goes anywhere else and plays and I have to see him play on Sunday, it's like, damn. That was our guy. So I definitely think we need to bring this guy back. It's a strong belief that the Raiders will have the first crack at him, but you never know, man. When people start waving that money, you never know who's going to be loyal to the soil. So I definitely think that Nicholas Morrow is somebody we definitely have to bring back. That's why he's number 7 on my top 11 list, man. It's power rankings. He's number 7, so you know how I feel about that. And you can make the argument that he was probably our best linebacker last year. So when you think about all the guys we brought in, and I know linebacker is going to be really tricky this season because we spent so much money on linebackers last year and we kind of didn't hit on all of them, that I know Mayock and them are going to be in a situation where it's like linebackers the last thing they want to spend money on, right? So let's hope we get, a little bit of a cheaper deal because he is one of ours and we can bring him back, man. I really would like that. All right, number 6 on my power rankings is none other than cornerback Richard Sherman. I mean, you've heard me talk about Richard Sherman before. You already know how I feel about him. Sherman's just one of those guys that you feel like can really impact the DB room, right? Now, when I was a young poppy seed and I was out here in the trenches doing my thing, I didn't understand the idea of the room, the DB room, the quarterback room. Like, I didn't understand how those things work. And if you don't know, I played quarterback and DB in my previous days, my earlier years as a little poppy seed. So I never really understood what that meant. But now that I'm older and I'm a coach, I understand that the people you put in these rooms make the rooms better, which makes the players better, right? Because the game is played in between the ears, right? And if you don't have that part of it, your talent can only take you so far. So when you think of a guy like Richard Sherman, who's like super intelligent, super smart, and he's just a cool dude, man. He's just a guy I think will make that room better. He'll put the young guys, the young corners on our team, the Damon Arnett's, the Trayvon Mullins, the Amik Robertsons, he could put them under the wing like fried rice, and he could teach them how to be professional football players, how to be professional DBs, not just on the field, but off the field. I just think that a guy like Richard Sherman comes in and just makes the room better. Like I said, super intelligent, and he could be the extension to Gus Bradley's defense on the field. I mean, obviously he's familiar with the system because he played under him before. And I just think that when you have young cornerbacks, and cornerback is a position where you can lose your confidence really quick, I think you bring a guy like Sherm in and it just changes how that room looks. I mean, I think it just changes how those guys walk. I think it changes how they talk, how they prepare for games, how they relax after games. I just think you need a guy like that to kind of show these people the ropes, man. That's what I think, right? So that's number 6 on my power rankings. Before we get to number 5, let me remind you, check out RaiderHoncho.com. Pick you up some merch, man. Support your boy. I appreciate it. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both handles are at Raider Honcho. Okay, moving along. Number 5 on my list. Can anybody guess it? I tell you, free safety, Marcus Williams. Now, I've done previous videos before. I'll probably put a card up there somewhere so you can click on it and see what I'm talking about. But I've talked about Marcus Williams before. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you already know how I feel about him and my stance on Marcus Williams. I mean, but if you haven't, I'll let you know. He's the real deal. He's a player that I would love the Raiders to pick up, love for the Raiders to sign. I mean, there's really nothing more you can say about the guy, but unfortunately, it seems like at the time of me creating this video, it seems like the Saints are probably going to try to franchise him because their cap situation is in the trash. Ours is bad too, but theirs like a dumpster fire, man. So I think the only option they're going to have is to franchise him, which is unfortunate. But you never know, man. I'm putting him on this list, and I'm putting him at number 5 on this list because I do believe miracles can happen, man. I remember when the Boston Celtics won the championship and Kevin Garnett was like, anything is possible. possible. And I believe that, man. Anything is possible, man. Who knows, man? If anything is possible and we can make one thing happen, bring Marcus Williams to the silver and black, man. I would love that. Okay, moving right along. Number 4 on my power rankings of the 2021 free agents is going to be our own Denzelle Good. Now, it is no surprise that he's on my list, and it's no surprise that he's this high on my list, especially when you think about the transgressions in the last week with the Raiders' offensive line, right? When you talk about Incognito, when you talk about Gabe Jackson, when you talk about Trent Brown, like, you know that we have to keep somebody, right? Like, this guy we have to keep, man. We have to keep some type of continuity on this team, right? You don't want to be in a situation where you finally fix the defense and now the offensive line is the issue, right? Carr's getting banged up. Jacobs is getting banged up. We don't want that, right? So we got to keep some continuity on the line. Now, I will say that neither Jackson or Richie Incognito have been officially released yet, so I don't know how that's going to play out. I would assume even if we do release Richie Incognito, we probably bring him back for something a little cheaper because I think he does want to be a Raider. And you know how I feel about loyalty. He's had his checkered history in the past, but a guy wants to be a Raider and he plays hard. He brings a certain toughness and enthusiasm to our line. I think we need that. But it's very likely, regardless, that our line is going to be making some changes. So I think it's important we bring back somebody and make a good deal. See what I did there? You see what I did there, man? The Hydra don't play around, man. We got to bring Denzelle Good back. So that's number 4 on my power rankings list. Now, top 3 guys. Can you guys guess what it is? Can you guess who it is? Can you guess what positions they are? My top 3 guys are right here, okay? Number 3. You should have known what it is because you know Derek Carr is my boy. So you know number 3 is going to be none other than wide receiver Nelson Agholor. However you say it, because I know some of y'all, the grammar police, be in my comments doing the syllables, breaking it down. It don't matter what you tell me. My mouth gonna say it the way it say it. That's just how it is, all right? Nelson Agholor, okay, what can I say? This guy had a great season in 2020. I mean, him and Carr already have trust, chemistry together. Why mess that up, man? Why mess that up? Sign him to a deal worth about $9 million a year and run it back. It's plain and simple to me. It's not that hard to figure out. Bring the guy back, man. I mean, supposedly he was a great leader in the locker room, great leader on the field, off the field. This is the type of people we need, all right? Think about it. With Nelson Agholor, with Henry Ruggs, with Brian Edwards, and then you with the monster himself, Darren Waller, and then you sprinkle in a little third and Renfro. I mean, that passing attack could be so lethal for years to come. I mean, it blows my mind the fact that people think that we should just move on from Nelson Agholor and bring in a Juju or bring in an Allen Robinson. It's no disrespect to those players or those opinions, but at the end of the day, it's like, we got to stop thinking that there's always something better. We have something good enough right now to work. Let's let it work, right? Let's make it work, okay? Like, at the end of the day, we don't need a mobile quarterback. We got a guy who can sling the ball, give him the people to throw the ball to, all right? I don't need a quarterback running all around because you know what? How much money do we pay them linemen to block? Well, guess what? Let them block. Let the man block and let him throw the ball. Let's score the touchdowns. That's all I'm talking about. We don't need to bring nobody else in here, all right? Nelson Agholor can get it done, man. Get that man a deal, man. Give him $9 million, $10 million. I don't care what it is. I mean, I do care what it is. I don't want 15, man. But $9, $10 million, get it done, man. Bring him back, all right? Now, the bubbly hit different tonight. Okay, here we go. Okay, number 2 on my power rankings for the 2021 free agents is defensive tackle. Psych. Dalvin Tomlinson. That's where I'm going. Oh, y'all thought I was going to say Leonard Williams? Ha, ha, ha. Psych your mind. Apple shine. Here we go. Dalvin Tomlinson, definitely somebody that can come in and be the anchor of our defensive line. Somebody who's going to add production, credibility to our struggling defense. When you talk about a defense as bad as ours, yeah, I know it's a puzzle and you need pieces, but this ain't one of those puzzles that has the small pieces, like the puzzle that's 5,000. No, this is a puzzle that's like 11 pieces. So the pieces are way bigger, which means every piece is that much more important and that much more valuable. And a guy like this is so valuable. Now, the thing is, when you think about a guy this big, right? 6'3", 320 pounds. He's 27 years old. This guy is going to probably demand a lot of money, but I think it is worth it, right? I think you got to pay him. I mean, last year, 3.5 sacks, 8 tackles for a loss, 10 QB hits. I think, yeah, that's what we need on our line in the middle. That's going to make our defensive ends play better. Our defensive ends play better. Our linebackers can play better. Our front seven plays better. Our DBs can play better. Guys, it is a trickle-down effect. It has a ripple effect, and it literally goes to the back. It doesn't start from the back end. It starts from the front seven to the back, okay? So we got to get that front seven secured. And I believe that the Raiders are probably going to take a big swing early in free agency with like a Dalvin Tomlinson or a Big Dave. And then they're probably going to fall back and try to play it cool and play coy and not really let everybody know what they're going to do. Because like I said, last year they spent so much money so early, they had to just kind of like watch everybody else do their thing. So I think they're going to swing for the fences and then maybe fall back. And this is a guy that I would love to take a shot on. This is a guy that I would love to pay the money to and just bring him in here and be that solid defensive tackle for us. And now, the moment you all been waiting for. Drum roll. Bing. Here we go. The number one guy on my power rankings. Free agent 2021. Take a wild guess who it is. I didn't hear the right answer, so I'm going to give it to you. It's your boy, free safety, John Johnson. There it is. Is anybody out there really surprised? This is a guy you have to have. I believe he has to be at the very top of every free agent target list that the Raiders have, okay? You know, you have a list that has all the players on it. You got all the players on one list. He needs to have his own sheet of paper, okay? Because he's head and shoulders above everybody else when you talk about free agent targets in 2021. I mean, if you can land a guy like this, you can spend the whole draft on the front seven. You can spend the whole draft on the front seven and the offensive line. You get a guy like this, it changes the whole secondary. That's exactly what we need, okay? He's 6 foot, 200 plus pounds, only 25 years old, right? Last year, 105 tackles, 8 pass breakups, 1 pick. He brings that swagger, that moxie, that confidence that you need in the defensive backfield. Some of y'all don't understand. You got to have that swagger. He got the dark visor on. Imagine the boy, John Johnson, wearing the dark visor with the silver helmet or with the black jersey. Y'all got to take a drink, man. Y'all bugging if y'all think that's not going to be fire. Think about it. You got that guy in center field roaming around, hash to hash, in between the numbers, sideline to sideline, tearing it up. And then you got Abram, the human missile, closer to the line of scrimmage, kind of doing whatever the heck he wants to do. Is he a linebacker? Is he a defensive end? Is he a safety? We don't even know what he is. He's just up there causing havoc, wrecking havoc on the whole game. That's what we want to have, right? Just think about that, man. That would just be so lovely for our defense, right? To have a guy like John Johnson come in who everybody respects, who offenses have the game plan for, like, yo, where's that guy at? Where's that guy going to be at? That's the type of players we need, man. And those are the type of players we got to get. And that's why he's number one on my power rankings for the 2021 free agent list. Okay? Let me know what you think. Get down there in the comments and just let me know if some of these are guys you think of and some of them ain't. That's all good. Whether you like the video or dislike the video, get down there in the comments because it's all about the interaction. I want to know what you guys think because you already know what I think. All right, give me a thumbs up if you like it. Give me a thumbs down if you don't. But tell me why you don't. Don't just come on here about a free agent list and talk about Derek Carr, right? This ain't about Derek Carr, okay? This is about the free agents I think we need to get, all right? So if you like the video, please like the video. If you like the content on this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, RaiderHoncho.com. Damn, the bubbly, man. RaiderHoncho.com. I'll put the link in the description. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Raider Honcho, man. And until the next time, Raider Honcho out.